says all the chaos in Washington will hold back tax cuts for Americans?
We are going to give you the largest tax cut in the history of our country if we get it the way we want it.
Our goal, and I feel very confident we can meet this goal, is calendar year 2017 for tax reform. And I think we're making good progress.
We're still focused on delivering this in 2017. I think Secretary Mnuchin's testimony today confirmed that, and the Ways and Means held a major hearing on tax reform.
Now, someone here says we need those cuts soon, or our economy and jobs will suffer soon. Are they right? Hi, everybody. I'm Dagen McDowell. This is Bulls and Bears. The Bulls and Bears this week: Gary B. Smith, Jonas Max Ferris, John Layfield, along with Hadley Heath Manning and Jessica Tarlov. Welcome to everybody. Gary B., you say ignore all that noise down in Washington and push through those tax cuts right now.
Exactly, Dagen. Look, if you are happy with the malaise that we had under the Obama administration, I say, you know what, do nothing. I don't think 99% of Americans are happy with that. Here's the reason why. We need to keep and spend more of our own money. Look, other than some nutty lefties, which I think we all know, that think,
hey,
my
Gary.
gosh, government spending is great. And I present to you Amtrak, the VA hospital, and every other thing that the government does has gone over budget. People spend their money better, more efficiently, more effectively than the government. Two, this is the other thing that the left mix. They're all about feel good, spend money that we don't have. If we allow people to keep more of their money via tax cuts, that means, hopefully, the government gets less money. What happens when we get less money? Countries that spend less percentage of GDP than we do actually do better in terms of GDP per capita. There's not one country that ranks above us on per capita GDP that spends more than we do as a percentage of federal spending and total spending. So for many reasons, whether it's academic, whether it's just anecdotal, cut taxes, spur the growth.
And Hadley, looking at the market performance just in the last week, it was rough midweek, but a nice rebound. So investors are sending that message to those Republicans to get with it and cut taxes.
That's exactly right. There's an expectation that this is going to come to fruition, and there's no reason why it shouldn't. This shouldn't be a partisan issue. I believe people recognize the U.S. tax code is outdated. It's not just a matter of how much we pay, but how much time and resources we spend in filing and complying with the tax code. So absolutely, we should move forward with this as a country, as an effort to reduce those individual rates and also reduce the corporate rate. When we reduce the corporate tax rate, workers win because workers pay so many of those dollars indirectly through the corporate tax scheme.
And we had an economy that was barely growing at less than 1%, slowest growth in 3 years. John, in the first quarter, how much does this economy need tax cuts and jobs, quite frankly?
Well, we need it badly if you want to get that GDP growth rate up that you just mentioned and also Gary B. mentioned. And it's actually been 10 years that we have not had 3% GDP growth. That is a record that we've had in the United States. That is not a good record. Since 2008, look, if we have full employment right now, and we only have a 1% GDP. That means that the jobs that were created, and that's good that jobs were created, but those jobs weren't as good as the ones that they replaced. And the reason for that is small businesses are crushed. The ones that pay the highest corporate tax rate in the world are your small businesses in America. Your big companies pay an effective rate around 20% because they bought off politicians for decades and they've gotten tax breaks. The small business are the ones that create over 50% of the jobs. If you're able to give these guys a tax break, they will put it directly into capital expenditures and hiring employees. It's direct stimulus to the economy, and that is exactly what we need.
Democrat or Republican, if you own a small business in this country, Jessica, they want and are demanding tax cuts.
Absolutely. I was going to say the only argument that's missing here from the right is that this is what Donald Trump promised, first and foremost. If Republicans are interested in a total rout in 2018, they need to deliver on this specifically. This is why America elected a businessman, CEO, President of the United States of America. And obviously everyone on the panel, especially Gary, knows that I disagree with the argument that tax cuts are the way to do this. And now we saw Mitch McConnell throwing, those two words into the grand scheme of things here, where he said we need to be revenue neutral, and we know that the Donald Trump plan has nothing to do with being revenue neutral. But anyway, if the Republicans are interested in a re-election in 2018, they've got to deliver on this.
But, Jonas, that Donald Trump plan, the president's plan, does mean to level the playing field and let those small business owners, those job creators, pay the same rate as the big guys. And that's of critical importance while those Republicans in Washington are debating on how to raise revenue in this package.
I would argue the big guys are the ones who need the tax cut, but it's probably not going to happen because of that very issue. Look, the stock market is up a lot since this election on anticipation of tax cuts somewhere in the code, whether it's corporate or whatever, or individual. But I tell you, and you saw the market slide this week when Trump's gotten into issues that look like it's going to delay this stuff. But you also saw the market come back this week, and I'll tell you, it's not like Trump's situation's improved in the last couple of days. It is because I don't know if we need a net tax cut anymore. This economy is hot now. Trump has brought back an 80s conspicuous consumption mentality. You see it in the art market. You see it in people's vacation habits. That is going to boost this economy without a tax cut. Now, this is a rare opportunity to do a net tax reform, which we need, where you make it a lot easier to pay your taxes. But I just don't see this economy needing the cost of a major tax cut, again, except for corporations to be more competitive with other countries. But that's going to be the hardest one to get through at this point.
Hey, Gary B., let's talk about another wrench that those Republicans threw into the mix. The head of the House Ways and Means Committee, Kevin Brady, told Neil this past week that if they finish tax cuts by August, they could be retroactive. But if it happens later in the year, maybe not. It's a different call. Is that a big deal, making these tax cuts retroactive?
I would say it's a medium deal. I would love for them to be retroactive, but as long as they get done, look, not getting done, as Jessica said, would be catastrophe, not only for the economy, but for the Republican Party. I want to go back to the point that Jonas made. Well, we don't need them. It's not even a question of need. It's a question of how does the economy operate more effectively. It doesn't operate more effectively de facto by the government at these large levels. We spend 36% of the GDP is on government spending. We don't need that. The optimal level is more like 20 or 25%. Finally, let me conclude with this. Give me an example, anyone on the left, where tax cuts, cutting marginal tax rates, don't work. We've seen example after example where they do. No one can say, oh my gosh, Reagan cut taxes, the economy went in a ditch.
Yeah, but it's not just about marginal tax cuts. And I take your point, and obviously we know that...
It's not giving back people money like under Bush. No. That's silliness, not like the cash for clunkers thing. That's dumb.
No.
Cutting marginal rates.
Marginal tax cuts, I do fully understand. And as I said, this is what was promised. Right. And Democrats like more money in their wallets as well, even though our reputation is not that way. What I would say is Donald Trump is up there promising the largest tax cut in American history. That's very different than a marginal tax cut. So, you know, you got to get your president on the same page as you if you want to make that argument, because as of now, he's speaking a different language.
I'm listed in the phone book. He can contact me anytime.
Well, John, one thing I'll point out is the Republicans they've been working on this for more than a year, and they've still got that border adjustment tax in there, which a lot of their own constituents don't want because it's going to raise prices at discount retailers. It's going to raise the price of gasoline. So I point to them for not getting their acts together.
I point exactly to them. Look, they had 6-7 years to repeal Obamacare, to put something on the president's desk the first day, and they didn't do it. They had 6-7 years to put some type of tax reform on the president's desk, and they still haven't done it. And right now, they're in risk of screwing this whole thing up again because they want things that are not bipartisan, like this border-adjusted tax. They want complete tax reform. Instead of going after things that are actually bipartisan, which is the corporate tax, which is bipartisan, and the repatriation of money, there's no reason for Apple to have $300 billion overseas and borrow $85 billion to pay dividends because they can't afford the tax rate to bring it back. There are certain things that are bipartisan. The Republicans need to actually come to the table and have some sense with this, or they're going to screw the whole thing up.
Thanks, guys. Cash It In coming up in a little more than an hour. Hey, Eric, what do you have in store?
Good morning.